You know, just when I think I have Hasbro figured out, they throw another curveball at me. So, it's not really news to anyone that Hasbro, the makers of Nerf, are now making Overwatch-themed Nerf blasters, or really just complete replicas of weapons from Overwatch as Nerf blasters. Now, this isn't completely out of the realm of possibility, although I do believe this is the first time they've used a video game intellectual property, or IP, as the basis of a Nerf line. They do the Avengers stuff, like the Marvel stuff, they do the Star Wars stuff, they've been doing that for a long time, but this is kind of the first time it's been with a video game. Overwatch is, of course, extremely popular, but that's kind of a new thing. When Mattel was doing the whole Boomco Halo thing, everybody was wondering why, you know, Hasbro didn't do the same thing. And, well, here we are. Now we have the Overwatch stuff. There's been 3 blasters announced in that line. You've got, well, I say 3 been announced. Only 2 have been announced. They have actual 3D renders. One was leaked through a pre-order or, like, a distribution page. But you've got Reaper's shotgun. I believe it's just the singular. You've got Diva's pistol. And you've got McCree's revolver. Nobody knows what these are going to be like. They're all horrendously expensive. McCree's revolver being $50, Diva's pistol being $35, I believe, and Reaper's shotgun being $45. Those are really expensive. Like, seriously expensive for, you know, what would be a 6 or 8 shot or 5 shot, whatever revolver. There has to be something we're missing there. Hopefully it does something cool, like when you cock the hammer back, it says it's high noon or something like that. I don't know, but hopefully they have some really cool little fun features built into them to warrant that kind of price tag. It wasn't shortly after this, however. Earlier, I would say about a month or 2 ago, I didn't really cover this, although I do believe I mentioned it, that they announced that they've partnered with Epic Games to make blasters based off Fortnite. Now, Fortnite is one of those games that pretty much either everybody loves it or hates it right now. It's the new Minecraft, or whatever you want to call it. Kids everywhere are playing it. It's available on frickin' every single platform imaginable. And your buddy Walcom was playing it, I hate to be the hipster, way before it was cool. I was playing this game back when everybody's telling me, what is this dumb stuff? Play PUBG. And I thought the game was pretty good, but what annoyed me and drove me away from the game was 2 things. One, building, while being a cool aspect of the game, is way too easy and mindless in Fortnite. You could build an entire skyscraper in 13 seconds by switching to your building plan and then holding down the mouse button and just spasming around the screen randomly to make a fortress to basically protect you against any incoming assault. That doesn't, like, I know some people are like, oh, the skill ceiling is so high, and I argue it would be, except for, yeah, you can literally just build an entire fortress in half a second. There's no, like, strategy really to the building either. You just basically build to counter people building to build to protect yourself, and then you follow that up with my second issue with the game, which is shotguns. I know, hypocritical of me. I love shotguns. I use them almost exclusively in every game I can, except for when they're overpowered. Then I don't like them at all, because nobody likes that. And Fortnite has had this massive issue pretty much since day one, where the only way to play, where the first kill and the last kill of the game revolve around a shotgun. And don't even get me started on the double pump and all that crazy stuff. Bad game design, horrible game design. If you watch any video of Fortnite, 80% of the kills in the game are through shotguns. And that's just, what's the point of having other weapons in the game? Like, in this case, there is a reason, but what's the point of ever using an assault rifle point blank when you could just use a shotgun? Like, if you don't have a shotgun point blank and the other guy has a shot, you lose. That's how things go. But the design of the weapons in Fortnite are interesting, and yet they're also based off realistic-ish designs of familiar weapons, like the FAMAS and the AK, and it's been a while since I've played, but there's like a pistol and a submachine. They all look like realistic weapons. And when Nerf announced they were going to be doing Fortnite weapons, things got a little spicy, especially since Nerf has kind of skirted the lines of tactical milsim with the N-Strike line and the, you know, everything that started looking like kind of a real weapon, but not. Now they're doing Fortnite stuff where there's literally a FAMAS in the game. How does that work? Well, now we have our answer with the reveal of this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I love everything about this. It's chunky, low detailed, and yet fits the aesthetic of the game, the aesthetic of NERF, everything pretty much perfectly. The fact that it's so chunky and lacks any kind of over-designed detail like the low poly model from the game, it's fantastic. This is perfect. I honestly did not expect this to go over as well as it did. So they did post with the actual picture of the blaster and then of course the picture of somebody holding it. They have a render that makes it look like a pickup from the game, as in it's a gold rarity SCAR pickup for the assault rifle, and then somebody physically holding the thing, that it is a motorized blaster. Does say it also takes 4 AA's, so I don't think this is going to be full auto. It's certainly possible. I mean, Blvd has been doing full auto blasters off 4 AA's, but with Hasbro, I kind of doubt it. I also want to point out that this thing is friggin' huge looking. It is chunky, it is massive, and that big chunky orange barrel at the front says, "Please don't shoot me. I am a child with a toy. I'm playing with my friends in the park. They all have Nerf blasters. Mine just happens to look like this. Please, please don't." But it looks cool in my opinion. I actually really dig this kind of plow. I don't think it's going to replace like a proper SCAR kit for a Strife or anything like that. I don't see that happening at all. I don't know if like the stock is adjustable or anything like that. I don't know if the stock is removable or anything is removable. I don't even know if the magazine is removable. It looks really friggin' weird, dude. It's massive, bulky, and chunky, but it just looks awesome. And I'm not even really a fan of Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. I've got like 700 hours in Splatoon 2 now. That was my game that overtook pretty much everything else. If I wanted to play a third-person shooter, I was playing Splatoon. And unfortunately, the people who have that license for toys is like Jack Specific, and they made a couple of figures and some bean bags. And those 2 blasters that I reviewed. This is one of the most popular videos on my channel. And those were just reshells of some really old Jack Specific blasters that did identical things. So, yeah, we probably won't get anything more than that, even though I'd love to see, like, an Overwatch, or even though I'd love to see, like, a rival Splatoon line, because it is definitely, like, primed for that kind of thing, but this is a thing that's happening. This is a big departure for our hobby, and Nerf in general. It's going to bring in a lot of people who weren't really fans of Nerf before, who were going to pick up these blasters and be like, "Oh, wow, it's cool, it looks like the thing from Fortnite. Shoot it," and hopefully this is Elite Standard. I would assume it is, and they're probably gonna go, "Wow, this hits way harder than my other Nerf blaster. What the heck?" And then they're probably gonna be like, "I wonder if they can make it hit harder." And that's when, yeah. So this is a big deal for our hobby. This is gonna be bigger than pretty much anything else when it comes to getting people into Nerf. So expect that to be coming. I'm thoroughly excited because, of course, I'm a content creator. I directly benefit from this kind of thing, but I'm also happy because I love sharing this hobby. It's a fun hobby, and not enough people understand that Nerf is a really fun hobby that does things that things like paintball and airsoft just don't do in the creative aspect of things. So, SCAR, Fortnite, it's a thing. It's happening. You might feel terrible about it because maybe you're an elitist who wants to say something like, Fortnite's a terrible game, it's horrible, go play PUBG, which is ironically all I ever heard when the game first came out anyway, and nobody knew what it was, but I'm curious. Down in the comment section, we've got pretty realistic, although very low violence in terms of Overwatch and Fortnite. They are weapons, they are guns, they are technically killing people, but in both these games, the violence is really toned down. In Fortnite, you get hit, you pretty much just fall down and disappear, and then somebody dances on your corpse. And Overwatch, honestly, isn't too dissimilar. You ragdoll, and that's pretty much it. But what other popular video game intellectual property do you think they could pull off with this kind of setup? Do you think Hasbro is going to start latching on to every popular game and making a popular blaster series based off? I mean, it's not every day that we get something that's kind of the perfect storm, like, again, Overwatch and Fortnite. But I'm really curious, if you have an idea of a game, even maybe one that's up and coming, you think is going to be stupidly popular like these two video games that are going to have their own blasters? I'd love to know. Honestly, I just wish for Splatoon, because Splatoon is everything to me, but that's because I like third-person shooters with advanced movement and tons of customization and lots of different ways to play. Even though Splatoon does its absolute best to kill any kind of creativity by only having like 5 weapons that are even worth using and everything else being pretty much inferior versions of those 5 weapons. But yeah, I don't know how to edit videos, so I'm Walcom S7, thank you very much for watching this video, and of course I hope to see you in an entirely different one.
You gotta